We've had an unusual presidential race this year in that both candidates have unusually high negative numbers from the public. Both have had their respective scandals that have dogged them. So we're going to ask both candidates, starting with Mr. Mullane, who do you plan to support for president and why?
I can give you all the good reasons why I won't vote for either one of them. I don't think there's too many answers I can give you why I can say that that candidate is good. Okay, I cannot tell you. I've been through a lot of presidential elections. I've seen a lot of surprises. And this is the most disappointing year I've ever seen. We don't have a good choice. Okay? If I had to make a choice, believe it or not, and people are going to hate me for this, I'd probably vote for Trump. And he won't last more than 4 years, which would probably be good. And maybe with that, the rest of the politicians will straighten out and start doing things right and responding to the people so there's some credibility when a politician stands up and talks, and that's including me. We have to have more credibility. We don't have any in Hartford, and we don't have any in Washington. I'm going to tell you the same old story. My son worked for the Congress for 13 years and quit. His basic comment was, "Dad, it doesn't work." At that point in time, he was working for the Senate Budget Committee. It doesn't work. They don't care. They make political decisions, and they don't care about the people. They're not listening to the people, and somehow or another, we got to shake them up. Did I answer your question?
Well, I'll let your opponents raise that issue whether or not I like.
Reluctantly,
I'll leave that to the viewers and the voters. Representative Irvin, what do you plan to do in our presidential race?
You know, Paul, I'd like to preface this by saying that Donald Trump has struck a note with the American people. And it's the person that feels disenfranchised. It's the person that's in the middle class who says, what happened to me? We have the 0.5% that's making money, and then we have the poverty person who's able to get help, but I don't get it. That being said, and I think that's something that we need to start paying attention to. That being said, the man is not fit to be president. And I am saying that because he has given men permission to diss women. That in government as well as business is not a good thing. I myself have been sexually harassed as a legislator. I know what it's like. And I know that there are women out there that have also been sexually harassed and know what it's like. When we were in Ireland, as I was brought over by the Irish Parliament to talk about the Children's Report Card, every single person that I ran into, they're members of Parliament, and you know they have a different system. When you have 5, I believe, sort of people running things, every single one of them said, whatever happens, do not let that happen, because in the world stage, it's going to be a disaster. And I was like, well, I can't really stop it myself, but I hear you. That being said, Hillary Clinton. You know, Hillary started out with a children's trust fund. She graduated from Yale. She focused and devoted herself to children. I was a great admirer of her work with children. She has had some difficulties, and there are certainly issues that I take exception to. She would not be the person that I would choose, my first choice, to be our first woman president. But that being said, she's in a really difficult position. A lot of the things that she's done, most guys have done. So, yeah, I will be voting for Hillary. I'm a little afraid of the fact that she seems to be a bit of a warmonger. But I also think the girl has got incredible experience. She knows how to handle things in D.C. And, you know, I'm actually going to agree with my opponent. D.C. is in gridlock. I don't believe that we're going to see anything coming out of D.C. What I believe is you should think about who you're electing on your local levels, because that's what's going to impact your schools, your air, your roads, etc. Think about that. And, you know, as far as the presidential goes, I don't see D.C. moving out of gridlock, regardless of who the president is.
All right, thank you. Get to another question. It's from Joe Wojcik, and it's to Representative